Right, good afternoon to you all. 1 minute late, which is very good for me for these live sessions on a Thursday, because normally they're 10 or 15 minutes late. Um, Conscious of the fact there's a lot of new members here. So, anyone who doesn't know me yet, I'm Rich Hunter Rice. I'm an online business coach, and I help coaches like you gain predictable clients and scale to 20K plus months. Just trashing my office as we go in. Let me just make sure. So, you know the routine, guys. If you are with me, hashtag live. If you're watching on the replay later, that is absolutely fine. Hashtag replay. That is brilliant. So, very pleased to introduce today's guest. I've been looking forward to this for some time, and I believe I know we're all going to get massive value out of it. So, Ice, lovely to see you. The opposite in a very warm location. I'm sat here freezing in a hoodie. So, as always, 3 questions. Who are you? Where are you? And what you do?
Hello, everyone who's watching. So I am Ice. I am originally from Lithuania, but I am living now that I have this freedom lifestyle and I have this online coaching business running. So I live between Bali, Ibiza Island, Dubai, and Lithuania. And also I travel to new locations here and there. And what I do is that I am Instagram and business coach, helping other coaches and service providers get clients and build engaging audience on Instagram. So I focus on Instagram platform as the main lead generating tool and completely organically. So today I prepared a presentation explaining the strategy, step-by-step, six step-by-step strategy that helps to attract clients to you. And hopefully, not hopefully, I'm sure that now after this presentation, those who are watching, they will finally understand how Instagram works and how to use it effectively for the business.
Absolutely. So, I can see we've got a few people on live, guys. You can just, I've got a comment and then checking the comments are working, which is amazing. My job is very simple for the next 45 minutes is to be on charge of crowd control and comments. Guys, if you've got any questions, let's keep this interactive. Drop your questions in. We've got Ice's time. She's been very, very generous and giving us her time today. So let's make the most of it. If you want to start sharing, it's over to you.
Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And sorry, it's a bit dark here because it's 9 p.m. in Bali, so I'm using the flash. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. I know that probably many busy people are watching, so I will try to give you as much value as possible. And so basically in this presentation, what I'm going to show you and I'm going to tell you is how to use Instagram as an effective business tool, attract the right people and convert them into clients. Pay attention to the word attract, because I do think and I do believe that all of us who have a gift and calling to coach and to help other people, we can be in a position where we don't chase clients and we don't need to look for clients. Actually, they need us. They need our help and our skills, and which is why I created this program specifically highlighting that and making people come to us instead of us looking for them. So the main objective of this training, by the end of this training, you will learn an effective 6-step Instagram client attraction strategy. So you can use this platform for your business to its best potential. Who is Ice? Who am I? Why am I qualified to do this? And why should you listen to even what I'm saying? So far, I invested over $70,000 into my business, into mentors. So investing in mentors is the best thing because that's how we grow. That's how we skip years of failures and mistakes. And I had already over 1,000 strategy consultations with various entrepreneurs, mainly coaches, but also various service-based businesses. When I started my business, I only had 700 followers on Instagram, and I started making $4,000 in my second month since launching the business. So this was very quick, very unexpected. I actually was surprised myself that it worked so quick and well, but because it was just such a new business for me and I never had business before, I was even overwhelmed because it was almost like, okay, it's too much. And, I was worried about delivering the service and so on. And then because I started as an Instagram manager, this was my beginning before coaching. So then when I switched to coaching after maybe 6 months of managing, then it took me 5 months in my coaching business to crack 10K a month with 2,000 followers. And I use Instagram as the main platform there's so much more still to use, and our business is always trying to catch up with the demand. With the, our business growth is always catching up with the demand. So you can really use this platform amazingly, organically, and with even not a big following. And also one of the big successes that I made as a solo entrepreneur, as a solo coach, that I cracked 30K in 1 month. So with no ads, just using this strategy and no team. So I was literally by myself and I made this 30K. So that was really like, wow, what you can achieve with this platform and a good strategy. So I want to talk a little bit about what is a clear niche and why it's important to have it, because this is, I know that probably when you look through information online, you can see that it's so important to have a clear niche, and what is the clear niche and blah, blah, blah. Some people are afraid to niche down and so on. So through my experience, and when we build this strategy, we really focus on building a clear niche, because this helps to actually grow the business and use social media effectively. So you have to have a clear niche for sure. Now, what I discovered, this is my unique formula, a combination of 3 things. This is exactly how you can create a clear niche. So first of all, your authenticity, because when people buy coaching, they invest in you as a person. They don't really care on your years of experience, on client results. At the end, they really want to resonate with you as a person, because they want to, in some way, they want to become you. About this later on. So then the second thing is your specific target audience. So you should know exactly who's the target audience you're talking with. And then your offer or offers. They have to also be clear, and people don't really need, they don't want to buy coaching, mentorship, courses. They want the end result. So that's what you need to focus on. What is the end result and transformation that your offers deliver? So if you do it right, and you build this clear niche, you would never have to worry about competition. Literally, competition doesn't exist if you implement this. So now the 6-step Instagram client attraction strategy. These are the steps that I'm going to cover in the next slides. So the first one, we define a clear target audience and create an attractive offer. Why I'm saying attractive, because in order for us to kind of skip selling and pushing and trying to convince someone to buy from us, it's better for us just to create epic offer, and then people just want it. So how to create it? About this actually in the next slides. So the second step is optimize your Instagram account. So I'm going to tell you how to actually make this optimization on Instagram profile and make it really effective. The third step is we create authority and premium personal brand. Not so much about the designs and color palettes, but more about the authority and premium image. Step number 4 is create high value and consistent content. Big mistake what people do, entrepreneurs, even me when I started, I jumped to step 4. Usually what people do, they say, okay, I'm going to post on Instagram, I'm going to post every day, I'm going to see what happens. And what happens that it's like chaos and nothing happens. So usually when it was also with me when I just started, before having a strategy, before investing in mentors, I would post every day. I would spend so much time and energy on creating content, but it was just chaos. I didn't really know what's working, and it was just chaotic. So that's why it's important to go through the steps, and only one after the other, and then come to step 4 when the previous 3 steps are clear. Step number 5 is attract potential clients with lead magnet strategy. Up until this point, when you implement 4 steps, it already works. This strategy is already epic. You get more recommendations, more people, and so on. But we don't want to depend on the algorithms. We don't want to depend on just posting and hoping that something will happen. That's why with this step, you have control in your hands. It's really amazing. And it works like Facebook advertising, but it is organic. So that's even better, free and organic. About this also later. And step 6 is convert followers into paying clients. So this is even like a separate strategy. You should have like a clear conversion strategy on how you convert those followers that you attract into paying clients. And this strategy, luckily, can be applied to any other social media platform, except step number 5. The step number 5 is specifically for Instagram, but any other step is easily applied for any other platform. Maybe with few adjustments, but in general, you can apply. I added a little bit of just daily messages that I receive from my clients, just to show you that really this strategy works, and it not only works with me, but also with the clients. And something that I really like to point out is so much fun with reels, because I know a lot of people struggle with content. So it's like, okay, you can actually have fun. Then not chasing anymore, attracting. So to call scheduled, people ask me for help, which is amazing. That's what I was telling you in the beginning, that we want them to come to us and ask us for help. Just received another inquiry about my services. It really works. This is also funny when clients start implementing the strategy and they're like, it really works. Like, oh my God. So, and it's relatively easy as well. And then another important thing, what I want to point out is this one. We all have sales calls. In sales calls, we have objections. The thing is, when you implement strategy, you build such a good profile, which is authority, premium. You look like you don't need clients, that they need you. You communicate in the right way. And you have your profile optimized and highlights, which I will also elaborate on later. So what happens that even with objections, you have less objections and people are more into buying your services much faster. So this is really, really incredible because it just saves so much more time and sales also become much better. And even now I had a client call and she was showing me the sales track sheet and stuff. And we were talking about, she was like, yeah, all my sales calls are with just potential clients, like very hot leads, because they become hot through the content, through the profile. And a little bit of more, but anyway, I don't want to talk too much about it. So let's go through the strategy. Let's go through the steps. Now let's talk about the first step, which is define a clear target audience and create an attractive offer. So you need to choose the right audience, the right match. I always recommend to choose people who have a pain, who have a problem that they know they have and they want to solve it, that are coachable as well, that they know that they need help, and also with the buying power. Because the worst thing is to choose the audience that doesn't have a buying power. This way, you will always struggle to sell because people will not have money. Then you need to understand their deepest problems and their biggest goals. You heard this a lot. So I want to highlight more. What is important is that when you know all of their problems and all of their goals, you need to also understand their biggest and most repetitive problem, and the same with the goal. Because people tend to have many problems, but there will be still one problem that is the biggest one. Same with the goals. Okay? Now, when you understand the goal, let's say they want to, your target audience wants to get in shape, or they want to make certain amount of money. You have to learn also what is the deeper goal. What do they want to achieve with that? So for example, okay, you need to go deeper in asking why. Let's say, what if they lose weight and why they want to lose weight? Maybe because they want to play with the kids and have energy, or if they want to make certain amount of money. Why is that? Maybe because they want to travel the world, or they want to take their kids to private schools. So these things are super, super important. And actually that is what helps you to sell. And if you use that in the content, it works really effectively. And then transmit your message and offer clearly. So based upon all those problems and goals and stuff like that, that's where when we create the offer, and you should have your offer created by using the vocabulary of this information about the problems and goals. So the way that we want to make that offers attractive is when we use the words that your audience is using, when we use the situations that you're using. So this way the offer becomes attractive, and especially when you sell the end result. When you don't focus so much on the coaching and 3 months or weekly calls, that doesn't matter. It's like, how can they reach the ultimate goal that they seek? Okay, now let's go to the second step, where we need to optimize your Instagram account and also optimize any other social media accounts. The first one is the username. So obviously you have to have clear username. My recommendation is to avoid anything complicated. Best to have your full name. That's it. But sometimes it depends. It depends on the niche and business, but usually it's better to build your name, personal brand. Now the name, title, so when it comes to choosing the title and the name in the bio, this is super, super important. We take a lot of time to even determine the title. I mean, if you're a business coach, that's easy. It's like, okay, business coach or Instagram coach. But if for any topics, niches that are more about spirituality, relationships, or fitness, or whatever, that's when it's really important to choose the right title. And how to do it is also go back to the first step. When we identify the top goals, the top problems, then we try to take the keywords and then create that title. Now the bio, and in general about optimizing the profile. What is the key? When your audience comes on your Instagram profile, they should see themselves in the profile. This is when the optimized profile actually is good and effective, when it's not about you, it's not about how many years experience you have and who you are as a person. It's really just what's in it for them. When they come on your profile, it's like, what's in it for me? What am I going to get? And this is why this is in the bio, especially what we include those keywords, those biggest problems, those biggest goals. And we make sure that we use that limited tiny space by using the most and repetitive keywords and different ones. So avoid repeating the same words here. Now the highlights. This is so important because highlights, they have a strategy within them. Very important thing in the highlights and in the content, you should have a hero journey, which is why you should have a clear target audience and clear niche, because you could never have your own hero journey if you didn't have a clear target audience. What is hero journey is you before, which is where your audience is right now, and you after, which is where your audience wants to be. So we all have stories, we all have different stories in lives, and we could talk about, so many things, but you want to create a story that would resonate with your audience. So when you tell your story, you actually tell their story, and that you arrived to where they want to be. And with highlights, the thing is that it actually can convert your leads much faster or make them from cold lead to hot lead. If you do those highlights properly and your profile is optimized, with the bio and name and everything, we want to grab their attention, but with highlights, we want to involve them more into your story and to your profile. And of course, the feed, the top 15 posts, they have to resonate and so on. But about this also, I will explain later. Okay, let's go to step number 3. In step number 3, we have to create your authority and premium personal brand. The designs and color palettes are not important at all. You can stick to the same colors, same designs, and just as long as you stick to them, that's good. This is good. This is necessary. But what is more important is to create authority and premium image. Now, how you create authority is when you show up as the dream version of your audience. So coming back to the step 1, what I was telling about the goals, that, okay, someone wants to make 10K a month, but you need to know why. For example, to give you an example of my audience, let's say my audience, they want to make 10K. But instead of, but when I ask them why they want to make 10K or what they're going to do with the money, they say, I would travel, I would live in Bali, I would go training, blah, 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 and many other things. So what I do, I show that. So that's why I'm posting so much about my lifestyle, because I'm posting and showing the things that my audience wants. So this is exactly what you need to discover from your audience. What are their dreams, and start showing that in your content, in your stories, posts, and so on. You don't have to live luxurious life. You don't have to travel the world. You can start by small things. It's all about how you talk. What are your values, your practices, your lifestyle, what you wear, the background where you are, many different things. This is what builds authority, because when people notice that you already have what they want, that's when they resonate with you more. And now with premium is that we want to stay always authentic, but we want to also make sure we look professional and a high level. Especially if you want to attract clients who pay more, who have a bigger buying power, you want to make sure you look accordingly as well. You look like premium. And in general, those brands like Rolex, Lamborghini, or others, it's difficult to get them, right? It's not easy. And also it's limited. So people love when it's limited and it's hard to get and it's expensive. So if you're afraid of raising your prices, you should, because people who have money, they want to pay more. And if you charge low prices, they will think it's low value. So that's why bigger prices are better. And if you go through all these steps, it makes sense to also increase the prices and so on. So also there are a couple of other things that you need to create to show more demand, that you're getting inquiries, to show a little bit of what's happening. If you get recommendations and so on, you tend not to show that in social media because you just don't think about it. You just forget, but it's important. The more you show all these things, what people say about you and so on, that also creates premium image. Okay, what else? Instagram is like a business card because even if you use other platforms or you meet people on the street or you get recommendations, people will check your Instagram. And if you have it prepared properly and with authority and professional, it's gonna again help you with the sales. It will help you to convert person and reach out to you and so on. Higher quality photos, appropriate outfits, locations, values, lifestyle. So all of that is clear. Now, step number 4, this is the step that people jump to when they skip the previous 3 steps. So now that you go through all those 3 steps prior, you arrive to step number 4. So what is important? There are a couple of things here. So the first thing is ideas, content ideas. So you go back to the first step usually when we work with clients, that's what we do. And any kind of question, any problem, goal of your target audience becomes content idea because anything they ask you, simply make it a post. That's it. And also, it's not just when you get a question by your follower, because you might have followers that are family members are not targeted. So don't confuse these two. You have to make sure you know what is your target audience and only create content when you get that question or problem from the target audience, not a follower, but target audience. Now, how to resonate with the audience? So, the best way for you to resonate with the audience is when you speak their language, which is why it's very important to do the analysis in the first step and learn their vocabulary. So, when you start speaking their words, their language, that's when they feel understood and they're attracted to you apart from anyone else. Because as an experts, we are here level they're 20 and our audience is level 1. They literally don't know nothing. You might think, oh, it's so obvious, but no, people, they have their own things going on in life, so they don't know nothing. So when you speak complicated language and some terms and you try to be smart and so on, they will not understand. Yeah, maybe they think, okay, good for you, you're smart, but they will not understand. So that's why we need to go back to their level and always speak their language. So that's when you start incorporating that in your content and actually use case studies, use situations. When you hear the words, you start using them in the content, you get more inquiries again. People say, wow, I resonate with this, I need to hear this, and so on. What happens next is how to create that content. So at least me, when I did research, when I was looking at other Instagram experts with the content, most information would be like, okay, there's this content schedule and you need to sit down and batch your content, or you need to have a calendar, or on Monday post this, on Tuesday you post this. But none of this worked for me and doesn't really work for my clients too. That's why I kind of discovered the other way around. When you create content without realizing, without kind of feeling that you're creating content. Because for me, I tried many times to schedule in my calendar to sit down and create, but it just doesn't work. So I know me as a person and I'm like, okay, I give up. I just know myself. So this is what I noticed with others. You can still plan content in advance, all good. If you're this person, fine. I'm not this. So, but how we do it, basically, whenever you have inspiration, some idea, like, oh, this is a good content idea, this will fade away. And after 5 minutes or after one day, it will just, it will look ridiculous. Even sometimes you're like, oh, maybe it's not a good idea. So you should catch those moments. The best way to create content is in the inspiration moments. If you're walking in the park and you get this, you get more inspiration, you should know where you get more inspired, like be aware of that. And whenever you do, make that content. So either you make the video immediately, or you write the idea, or you record the voice, but you have to keep it in the same place. The worst thing is that if you spread it everywhere, like, okay, notes here, notes there, blah, 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 it's not good. So better to keep it in the same place. So that's why you need to kind of combine the inspiration together with discipline. So here you need discipline in this case to track it in the same album. Let's say if you're making videos, you have to track in the same album. And then with the discipline, you can incorporate that into your calendar, and 1 day per week you should sit down. But this time you will not have to create content from scratch to be like, okay, time to create content, and then you're like, I don't know what to create. This time you will have all those ideas that you created prior with the inspiration. So this is the process that I use, and that's why for me it's just like easy. I never feel like I create content because I always create a bunch of content when I'm inspired, and I just need to post it or edit it and so on. So it's much easier. So that's what I recommend. And then you can also plan it in advance, because if you have a bunch of ideas that you recorded with the inspiration, then you just plan it in advance, which is perfect. Okay, so now step number 5, attract potential clients with lead magnet strategy. This strategy I created at the very, very beginning, just before I launched my business, this management business. I created it by accident. Actually, it was really by accident, but it worked out so, so well. And this strategy helped me to get fully booked and to always have control in my hands, that we never run out of clients, basically. And anytime we need clients, we just do this strategy. What is this strategy? Basically, you have to find your target audience on Instagram, physically where they are, what hashtags they use, what accounts they follow, and what locations. These are the 3 metrics that you can build this strategy upon. So when you know where your audience is physically, you start engaging with them. For this strategy to be effective and already bring a few leads a day, you just need 20 minutes. So you just need 20 minutes of this engagement, which is liking and commenting. Follow, unfollow, I don't recommend, because this is not authority. People know this. It's just not good. And you will end up having a bunch of, following, that you will follow many people, which is also not good and not authority. So when you like and comment, what happens is that, let's say your target audience is Sarah, okay? She's ideal client, but she doesn't know you exist. You go on Sarah's post, you leave a comment or you leave a like. So if you leave a comment, Sarah will notice that, and her followers will notice that too, because she has also followers and audience that are mostly like-minded people. So Sarah will be happy of getting a comment because it's very nice. It's a dopamine. People love getting comments, and it's hard to get comments. When they see the comment, they will check your profile, because it's just like, okay, who's this person? When they check your profile, it is optimized. You speak their language. You say what end result you provide. You show your hero story, your highlights, everything is strategic. Your content is authentic but authority. You provide value and tips. You look like a dream version of them. This is when they will click a follow, because the account is just too good not to follow. There's plenty of value, and that's when they follow. So this is how you will get the right eyeballs onto your account without the ads. But it works like ads, because you still get in front of the right people. So this way, you always have those targeted leads coming into your profile. And this is not something you should be doing yourself. As soon as you have money, or you make a little bit of money, you can outsource this, and it's very cheap. You can just outsource with some platforms for some assistant to do it for you, and to do it not even once, but a couple of times a day. We usually do like 4 times a day or 5 times a day. And then we get plenty of people, targeted people. They check the profile. They sometimes get warmed up very much through highlights quickly, and then they reach out immediately. And that's also some of the screenshots of my clients that messaged me after they started implementing the strategy, because it's really nice when you open the Instagram and you see a bunch of notifications, which usually doesn't happen if you don't use the strategy. Then it's like, okay, you post, and then Instagram decides not to show your content to anyone, and you don't get any likes or comments. But with this strategy, you do. Okay, what else? And also, important thing, that if you just start implementing this strategy without having your profile optimized and you looking authority, basically without the prior steps, it doesn't work. And I had this experience with clients. Let's say when we work, we build a strategy. Sometimes they say, look, I'm engaging, but I'm still not getting followers. So we have to go back to the previous steps and fix something there. We have to make sure, okay, what we can fix, how we can make the profile better. So when it's really optimized and it's built properly, then the strategy works very, very effectively. And it's for a lifetime, as long as hashtags exist, but not only hashtags, also accounts and locations. So basically it's forever strategy as long as Instagram exists. Now, the last step is, once you have that audience of those people, targeted people following you, you have to convert them into clients. The process of conversion that we use, that I recommend, is these 3 steps. So step 1 is story strategy. You should be posting stories, your life, whatever you want, but there should be strategic things incorporated. Those strategic things should be some targeted questions, some targeted stories, and also a call to action. Don't forget to use call to actions, and they should be different. Like maybe click a link, or a poll sticker, or DM me the word XYZ. because yeah, don't forget this. This is more like a discipline you have to incorporate, and you want to make sure that people have the opportunity to reach out to you. Once you implement the story strategy, you should have a DM framework. So either, even if people reach out to you, either from stories, content recommendations, or you reach out to them, you should have, in both cases, the strategy on how the conversation goes from point A to point B. Where are you taking the prospect? And this is also applicable offline too. Even if you're in an event and you meet someone and they're like, oh, so what do you do? You know, it's better for you to know how to ask questions, not to rush into like, okay, I am coach, book a session with me. This is worst. No, you need to be more like a doctor, take it slow, ask some questions. And that's why it's important to have a target audience and niche and everything very clear, because the DM framework is so unique with every single business. And even me, I teach this to my clients, but every single client has a completely different DM framework than mine. So we even test which questions work, which questions tend to be that leads open up more, and so on. So with this strategy, we make sure that we want to get them on a call. Now, the difference with the DM framework and Instagram is that with Instagram, they are already warmed up. They already followed you. They already like you. They respect you. That means they will jump on a call with you, which with pleasure. With they will feel, wow, I'm so happy to have a call with this person. So they're more willing to jump on a call. And we tried this actually with other platforms. And it's funny that it's like day and night. We tried to incorporate this in Facebook actually. I know maybe some of you are using Facebook. That's amazing. But for me, I just prefer Instagram. Because when we try to do it on Instagram, I noticed that sales calls are completely different. These people are more cold, not so warmed up. And on Instagram, they're already like my friends, because they've been watching me for so long and they already kind of feel that they know me. That's why when I get people on a sales call from Instagram, it's so much easier to close them because they trust me so much. And that's what you can achieve with all these previous steps. And then in the sales call, in the consultation call, discovery call, whatever you name it, of course, you have to present that attractive offer, which is you basically have to use the language and vocabulary of your audience. And then you close and you get those clients. And this is it. I think that's it. I finished. So now maybe let's do Q&A if there are any questions.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I've got a couple of questions for you first, and then I'll go out, and I've got a couple of questions that are in the chat as well. So, you started with no team, and you got to 30K. What does your team look like these days?
Actually, now I have one full-time employee, and I'm looking for another, because so with the one full-time employee, we still managed to get 30K months. And now we're getting another hire, so we're gonna scale more. But even up until now, it gets really busy with the clients, with sales calls. So we're kind of trying to do everything and hiring and this. So it's still going well, and we still use everything organically with no paid ads, and the business is growing.
Yeah, organics definitely. It's the way forward, isn't it? Let me. Can I get you to stop sharing the screen right now?
Yeah, sure.
Cool, and that's great. Okay, controversial question: certified profile. What's your view on a certified profile on Instagram?
You mean verified, the one with the blue tick, right?
Yes. Sorry, verified. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, definitely, because it gives more credibility. And that's it. The only difference is that with people who don't yet make money from their coaching business, they're beginners, absolutely not. I always say invest money in social media managers, ads, and verifications, all of that when you make money. Because a big mistake with new coaches is that they want to build websites and they want to invest money everywhere, but it's a massive mistake. You just need to first make the money and only then invest.
Yep, 100%, completely agree. And I love your point about, I see a lot of coaches who overthink content and the content structure. They overthink it all the time. And inspired content creation is an absolute game changer. When people get into that rhythm, it makes it so much easier. And you haven't got to think and struggle for ideas. Inspired content is just the way forward. Okay, so Rachel's asked a question. My niche is health, and most of the people following me right now are breast cancer survivors. I'm finding it very challenging to find people who have the finances. I know they need my help. I'm just struggling to find people who can pay for it. What would your advice be?
Well, the thing in these kind of niches, I guess you just need to keep doing what you're doing and attract more people. But the difference for you would be you would have to qualify them before getting them on a call. Because if you have call with everyone and they have the same problem, they don't have the money, and you are getting frustrated because like, okay, I'm wasting my time because I'm having these calls and I'm not closing because they just don't have money. You should kind of qualify them before the call to make sure that they are maybe aware of the prices, but it really depends. The qualification process tend to be different, either a quick call or questions or so on. And also, of course, you should focus on attracting people with the buying power. So this goes back to the step one, what I was telling about the target audience. So okay, even if you know that target audience have these health issues, but you could also look deeper into that, what kind of job positions they have. Maybe they have some pattern, maybe they tend to come from some specific job places, or those clients that you had in the past that were able to afford your services. What were their hobbies? What were the jobs that they did? Maybe you can find pattern, not only the disease but also some other things. And then with that you go to step 5, and with step 5 you target those hobbies or those things, and that's how you attract these people into your profile. And you have to make sure you look also the premium person yourself, with high quality photos, with this appropriate outfit, with everything, so that you look like a high quality person. And even with me, my experience or my clients, we tend not to have people who are broke or can't afford. They usually know that they should expect high price because just from the profile, from everything. So yeah, that would be my recommendation here.
Wise words. Thank you very much for sharing that. Amazing. So, if anyone wants to reach out and find out more about you and the amazing work you do, what's the best thing? Obviously, Instagram.
Yeah, just DM me the message on Instagram if you want to. Actually, for this training, what I have is I can offer a free strategy session with me when I look at your situation and apply these steps for them specifically, for anyone who wants. Because like even the lady who was asking the question, her case is so unique and strategy is slightly different for everyone. So if you want to have a free strategy session with me, all you need to do is post on stories maybe a photo or a video of this webinar or something, tag me in your stories. And when you tag, I will see that, and then we can chat and proceed to have that session.
I love that. That's a great call to action. Yeah, perfect. Amazing. Well, that's been massively valuable. I've taken a load of notes from it as well. So you'll see my Instagram getting better, my Instagram profile getting better and improving and doing all the good stuff.
I'll keep an eye.
Yeah, really, absolutely. You've got it. Don't worry. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing everything today. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Bye and good luck, everyone.